There are more than 40 data centers in Wisconsin. Today, Wisconsin lawmakers passed a bill aimed at regulating them. Our Wisconsin State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson was in the assembly and has the latest on the debate.
This bill got to the assembly floor in under 2 weeks. That's incredibly fast. Both Democrats and Republicans agree they want to regulate the state's rapidly expanding AI data center landscape. They just can't agree on how.
This bill is a completely unserious attempt.
Why would we stall?
After hours of debate, this bill to regulate data centers passed 53-44 with Democrats voting against.
If you don't support this, what you're saying is I'm not going to support and defend the ratepayers. I'm not going to put provisions in which assure us of water protection going forward. So I'm hopeful that maybe this gets signed.
But Democrats say the bill doesn't give the Public Service Commission enough teeth to actually stop data centers from driving up energy costs for residents.
This bill is so severely underdeveloped that it is truly an embarrassment that we're being asked to vote on it today.
In a rare move, the Wisconsin Public Service Commission weighed in on the bill, saying it would create confusion and invite litigation. In a statement, a spokesperson for Governor Evers says it's unlikely the governor will support it. This bill still needs to pass in the state Senate, but even if it does, it will need Governor Evers' support to become law. So as of now, it's unclear whether any state regulation for AI data centers will come out of this legislative session. From the Wisconsin State Capitol, Vanessa Kelson.
Now, we've been following multiple potential data center projects across our area, including in Janesville and DeForest. Tonight, during a village board meeting in DeForest, experts are expected to present an overview of the ways that the proposed QTS data center development could affect the village's water, utilities, and infrastructure. We have a crew headed to that meeting tonight. We'll have much more on that meeting coming up on 15 News at 10.